ABC's chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl, and host of This Week to talk about all of this. John, what do you make of these new election interference allegations against the former president?
Well, Janae, I think this is central to the case against Donald Trump in the January 6th investigation. I have in the past reported extensively, including writing essentially a book about it, what Donald Trump did to try to pressure Republicans in the states he lost to overturn the election. We know about Georgia because of that call. You see the details here on Arizona. He was also doing it in Wisconsin, in Michigan, and Pennsylvania, pushing Republicans who were in positions of power in those state legislatures to overturn the will of the states, the state voters in those states. And fortunately, Janae, those Republicans in each of those states refused to go along with it. The haunting question, though, is what would have happened if they did his bidding, if they actually tried to overturn those elections? And that's the big question in this investigation. And
it certainly makes you wonder how persistent he may have been when you see that clip of Governor Ducey as he was certifying the results and gets that call. What do you just make of that image itself?
I mean, that's remarkable. You have to just think about that for a moment. That is literally at the moment that Ducey is signing the certification of Arizona's election results. That is at that moment. That shows that it literally went up to the last second. And to Governor Ducey, who was a Republican who voted for and supported Trump, to his credit, he put that call to voicemail.
Yes, hearing that, hail to the chief. And John, I know you're talking to Vice President Pence later this morning, as he was also allegedly asked by the former president to call Ducey. Now let's turn to the other big political story this weekend, the landmark Supreme Court rulings on affirmative action, LGBTQ plus rights, and student loan forgiveness. We've got a new ABC News Ipsos poll out this morning, giving us a sense of how Americans are responding.
Yeah, if you look at this, most Americans now believe that the justices are acting on the basis of politics primarily and not on the basis of law. Very interesting finding there. Perhaps not surprising given how controversial these last decisions were and how divided the reaction to those decisions. But we'll have more details, some surprising details from that poll. And also, Janae, very interestingly, this court was actually much less divided than the previous court and much less divided than people expected. In fact, the vast majority of decisions in this court were either unanimous or nearly unanimous. That's either 9-0 or 8-1.
Wow, you've got a lot to dive into this morning, John, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for being with us. And tune in to This Week later this morning when John, as I mentioned, speaks with former Vice President Pence about the Supreme Court and his visit to Ukraine. Plus, Representative Ro Khanna of California reacts to President Biden's latest student debt forgiveness plan.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.